Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Drika K, your hostess. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Still not understanding.
Alright, today's video is going to be another testimony. Yay! Because we just love testimonies here on Drika K TV, period. So, I used to be a very heavy, and I do mean heavy smoker. Like, I was a pothead, y'all. Like, I needed marijuana to, like, I'm not even going to say function. Like, I'm not even going to paint that type of picture on myself. But, I needed marijuana to eat, to have an appetite. I didn't necessarily need it to function. I just really needed to have an appetite, and like if I'm going out somewhere, then of course I would want to smoke or something because it just felt right. In high school, I was never the smoker. Like, I never was a marijuana smoker in high school. Although I want to say this was my senior year. I went up the alley to a kickback with a girl that I knew in my town, and that was the first time I ever smoked weed. Like, I hit a blunt that night, and it was okay. Like, it wasn't all that, but after that night, I still did not turn into like a weed smoker. It was not until I went to college when I started my journey with marijuana, and I became a pothead. I also lost a large amount of weight when I was in college as well. In high school, I was like 315. By the time I left college, I was like 215, somewhere up in there. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight through smoking, and I was also exercising with it as well. Like, I was a very high functioning weed head, like, if it makes sense. Like, I smoked weed, but I didn't let the weed smoke me. But yeah, I was not an occasional smoker. Like, it didn't matter. I'm gonna smoke. If my friends have weed, I'm gonna smoke. If I have weed, I'm gonna smoke. But the crazy thing is, like, through me smoking, I never was the type that had to like go and shop for my own weed. Like, I would always have other people to go shop for it, like, for me. I didn't really learn the terminology for marijuana until like late. Like, I would literally hit up my weed man and be like, one blunt please, because I didn't know anything about, what do you call it, .5, all that crap. They're still a little confused, but yeah, I would just be like, one blunt please, or like that little meme that they say on the internet, one weed please. So yeah, that was pretty much like, how I would get my weed, like, through other people. I would send my money, through other people and be like, such and such, get me this. I would like having a amount of money set back for weed, so that way I would last, through the week. Yeah, it was kind of bad. It was like that. And for a long time, I did not know how to roll my own blunts. But once I started rolling my own blunts, y'all, it was over. Like, my weed addiction, it spiked a little more, and I started smoking more because I didn't need people to roll my blunt. Therefore, if I had to let somebody roll my blunt, it was only weed etiquette that you let them hit the blunt to let them smoke it with you. But yeah, once I learned how to roll my own stuff, it was pretty much over. Like, I didn't need nobody to roll my stuff, so therefore I'm facing this blunt like I'm taking it by myself, like the whole thing. It was no smoking in half. I was smoking the whole thing, getting straight zooted. Those were my college days. And sorry, after I graduated from college, I continued to smoke, but it kind of worried me because I'm just like, okay, now I'm officially done with college. I completed my 2 years. I have my associates in early childhood education. I'm just like, at some point, I need to stop smoking so I can actually start applying for jobs, and, so I can actually pee for these people. So in the midst of me, like, applying jobs, I had to really, like, go through the struggle. Like, I had to work my way to where I'm at now. Like, when I first graduated from my associate's degree, well, when I first graduated from college, my associate's degree, there was no jobs biting, like, at all. Like, I would throw the hook out there and reel it in, and I would catch nothing. Like, I was just, and I was starting to think, like, maybe I should have not gone to school for this. Like, maybe this was not the right career. But I really just had to, weather the storm and, like, just wait for my turn. So I had, like, little jobs, like, little, no, I didn't work at Little Caesars. I'm sorry. Where do I get that from? I worked at Zaxby's for a little bit, and I can't remember what other jobs did I have in between time or whatever, but I was steadily trying to, like, find other jobs in the field, was having to get, other people's peace so that I could actually do these tests, because I didn't trust that little thing called the UPass. I guess it's like the synthetic pee. I couldn't risk that. Like, I couldn't risk, like, going for a job, because I always told my parents, about everything I did. I couldn't risk, like, going for a job opportunity and then them calling me back saying that I did not pass it because of my drug test, because then what would I tell my people? Yeah. And, like, smoking was kind of like a thing, like, don't ask, don't tell. It's like my parents, they knew I was smoking, but I never gave them any signs, or at least I didn't think that I was giving them any signs. Like, I would probably, like, spray myself down, but, like, now being older and growner, I'm just like, that was really stupid as heck of me, because what spray to me sitting in a car with 5 blunts being passed around? No, 10 blunts. Because, yeah, we used to get stupid high, like, just straight doggish high, like, doesn't make sense high. I feel like when you're smoking weed, once you're high, you're not going to go any higher. Unless you're going to try something else, and I would never with that, like, ever. But, yeah, I would, spray down and try to air out as much as I can, put drops in my eyes. And to be honest, the drops just makes things worse. So I was thinking that I was disguising it and playing it off, but the whole time, my parents, they knew what was going on, but I never came in the house, like, during the daytime, like, straight zooted like that. I would always try to be in and out, and most of the time it would be I'm sorry, y'all, I'm getting sick. Most of the time it would be at night when I would go out and participate in these things. Or if I know I'm finna go out and get, like, high like that, I'll try to, like, at least spend the night with a friend or something like that, so that way I won't have to keep, going through the house, like, disrespecting my parents, something like that. Now, we did have a little run-in one time, me and my pops, because let him claim he did not know that I smoked weed, but I know he know. I know he can smell it on me, like, a baby. I used to have it on me, baby, like, and it wasn't no cheap stuff either. Like, I was smoking that loud, like, for real. Like, I know I sound lame, but for real, like, I was smoking that gas, that pressure. So this was just one of my days, one of my dad's days as well. I guess he just chose violence, and we had a big misunderstanding. I left the house for a couple of weeks, but I ended up coming back home. He took my car keys, so for like a week or so I was without a car, and I wasn't staying at home with my people or whatever. But over time, that whole issue resolved. That does not have nothing to do with this video. We talking about my testimony, how I was delivered from marijuana, and oh yeah, Black and Milds, because that's the real tea right there. That's the real tea right there. Those Black and Milds, those guys, those was the road dogs, like, for real. Like, it wasn't nothing I could do without a Black and Mild. Like, I wake up in the morning and smoke one without a purpose. Like, because most of the time with Black and Milds, I'll smoke a Black and Mild, like, if I had just got done eating a large meal, like, large meal, Black and Mild go together real bad. Like, that's how it would be. I had got so deep on them Black and Milds, y'all, that I was smoking them without a purpose. Just because I'm here, I'm smoking a Black and Mild. Just because I ain't got nothing to do, smoking a Black and Mild. And, like, those things was like $1. So you imagine, I was trying to stop myself because I didn't want to get too deep in them. So I stopped buying the boxes. But over time, just buying them singular, $1, that stuff was adding up. Like, if I could calculate, I would say that I've smoked so many, I spent so much money on Black and Milds, probably enough to buy the most expensive car ever in the entire world. Because that's just how much I stayed going to the drive-through liquor store. Did I say that right? The drive-through liquor store, I'm sorry. But yeah, like, I was spending like bukus of dollars on Black and Milds or whatever. And how I stopped smoking weed, to be honest, so let me just rewind. How I stopped smoking weed for real was, I got pregnant. I got pregnant with Carly. And of course I stopped smoking weed because I got pregnant with Carly. And so after I had Carly passed away. I stopped smoking weed and Black and Milds when I got pregnant with Carly. When I had Carly and she passed away, I remember the first day back home, my mama bought me a Black and Mild, and I remember she told me, she was like, here, just smoke it because I know you needed it. She was like, I know you need it. You're going through a lot. But I had promised my daughter that I would not smoke anymore. Like, when I was pregnant with her, I wanted to be like the best mom ever. So I was like, I'm done with weed. I'm done with Black and Milds. And I was going to slow down with drinking as well. But, yeah, I made that promise to her. So when my mama gave me that Black and Mild, I really did not want to smoke it for real, but I caved in because it was true. I was going through a lot. Like, I was a mess, and I really did not even want to smoke it because, to be honest, I was sitting on a porch, and so was my mom. She was smoking her cigarette, and I never was the type to smoke anything around my mom, especially not no weed. And I never smoked my Black and Milds around her because it was just like a, you know, out of respect thing, you know. But that day, I remember she was like, just light it, baby. She was like, it's okay. It was a Black and Mild. That was it. She was like, just smoke it. She was like, I want you to be okay. Like, you know, everything's going to be fine. Just, you know, smoke it. So I was like, okay. So I lit it, and, you know, we sat there and we talked. You know, she had a cigarette and I had my Black and Mild or whatever. So, yeah, pretty much after that day, I continued on, like, with my, Black and Mild habit, like, definitely. I knew that pretty much marijuana was out of my system because it had got to a point where when I would smoke it, I became like real paranoid. Like, everybody else would be chilling, but I'd be sitting there in deep thought thinking about how, you know, messed up my situation is, thinking about, like, is life gonna ever get better? Like, wow, I can't believe I lost my baby. Like, I started tripping. Like, it was a bad trip. The marijuana was taking me on a bad trip, like some shrooms or something. So I had to stop because my anxiety was doubling down on me whenever I would smoke. And then not only that, whenever I would smoke, y'all, I couldn't handle the smoke. Like, I was coughing like crazy. Like, I'm like, did weed change? Did it get more potent while I was gone? Like, what's going on? I couldn't handle it. Like, the lungs were no longer like how they used to be because I had gone a whole 9 months without smoking or whatever. And I kind of had slowed down already before I got pregnant as well too. But it was just, you know, it was crazy or whatever. But, like, even though I was like, you know, eventually over time I just stopped smoking weed. Like, I can't even remember how that happened or whatever. It just left me. It just left like that. But I still had a bad habit of smoking Black and Milds, and I always wanted to stop it because I always felt like it was not feminine that a female smokes a Black and Mild. I always felt like that was a guy's thing. But back when I was smoking, I really didn't care because, baby, they made me feel nice. I felt good. I needed one. I would get that thing and I would roll it around. They call it freaking it, you know, to kind of get the smoke the correct way. I would take that thing and roll it around, baby, hit it that one time. I was okay. Like, life was good. Like, I ain't got a care in the world, you know, or whatever. But I remember, like, every time I was smoking, I would be like, I don't like this for me. And so I just started verbally communicating, like, what I wanted for myself. Like, I was like, Lord, please take the taste for Black and Milds out of my mouth. Like, I would do that every time I light one. Like, I light one and smoke one. And, like, this was over a period of time. Like, I cannot think about when, I can't even think of the day when I just stopped smoking Black and Milds. Like, I can't pinpoint it, but I do remember that I did a video on TikTok. I did a video on TikTok. And I'm going to add that video into, I'm going to add that clip into this video. I know nobody probably cares, but I'm super excited because today it makes 5 months that I have not smoked a Black and Mild. And I'm so proud of myself because I actually prayed for God to take the taste of it out of my mouth. But yeah, I stopped. Like, it just, one day it just, I just realized that I no longer smoke Black and Milds anymore, and I was just amazed because, I mean, it kind of took months, maybe even a year or so, because, like, I lost Carly in 2019, so, I can't really pinpoint. I have to, like, really look at that YouTube video to see when, you know, it happened for me, but I just remember, like, smoking them, and then I would be like, Lord, please take the taste of Black and Milds out of my mouth. Like, that was my specific prayer. Like, it was just cut and dry, like, straight to the chase, right to the point. Like, God, take it away. And, like, I believed that he would take it away. And, like, one day I just realized, I was like, well, golly gee, I don't smoke Black and Milds anymore. And it was so crazy because in the months leading up to me not smoking Black and Milds anymore, y'all, Black and Milds started tasting so nasty to me. Like, they started tasting terrible. Like no matter what I did to them, how good I freaked them, they just started tasting like, ugh, like just nasty. Like, like, what is it? Like, they started tasting stale. And I remember one day I bought like 4 different Black and Milds, and I was just like, dang, this one's bad too. 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 Like, it was crazy because it was a day like where I really needed it, or so I thought I needed it. And so I bought the first one. I kid you not, I went to that store 4 times. The 4th time I was just like, you know what? I think that's it. I think God has taken the taste for Black and Milds out of my mouth, because it was just crazy. Like, those things just started tasting like horrible. And one day I just was like, you can't keep trying it, because obviously they're not for you anymore. You told God, you asked God to take the taste of a Black and Mild out of your mouth. Now that he has done it, you're still trying to make yourself smoke them. Like, be for real now. So that was pretty much like how I stopped smoking Black and Milds and how I was delivered from smoking, period. Like, I truly believe that God had his hand on me in all of it, because I know for sure he had his hand on me with those Black and Mild, because I remember praying specifically that I wanted to be off of them because I was on them real bad. But yeah, that was my testimony for how I got delivered from smoking marijuana and smoking Black and Milds. I hope you guys have liked this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And again, y'all, if y'all have some ideas for my channel, don't hesitate to find me on my socials, or just comment and let me know what videos y'all want to see me do, because again, y'all make my channel. I am nothing without you guys. So please don't be scared to talk to me. Don't be scared to leave your honest opinion. Just don't be scared to say anything, you know, and spread the word about my channel, please. That would be great. I hope everybody is going to have a blessed night or day. I don't know. It depends on what time you guys will see this video. But I pray that you guys will be blessed and that all is well.
It's connected to you.